Welcome back to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting cuisines and interesting foods from around the world. Today we're going to go to Indonesia, where we will make kastengel, which is a sort of cookie that's primarily flavored with cheese, ideally some sort of a sharp cheese. And this is eaten as sort of like a snack or dessert cookie. And it is a sort of a blending of sort of Asian and European cooking traditions, as you often see with Indonesian baking. So our ingredients are pretty simple. We have half a kilogram of cake flour with 45 grams of cornstarch, although I substituted potato starch here because that's what I have at the moment. We have 25 grams of powdered sugar. We have 350 grams of butter. I'm just going to dump the powdered sugar into the butter here. We have 2 eggs. We use the yolk of one for the dough and one to brush the top. And then we will use 250 grams of cheese, of which about 50 grams will go onto the top or just before we cook. So, I'm going to grate my cheese so it's all ready to go. Actually, I'm going to do that after I start creaming these. So I'm going to start creaming this together. The sugar and the butter, just simply because I think that's going to take a while, since again the butter I have right now is relatively slow to soften. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Once that's going, then I'll grate the cheese and then we'll get going. So here we see we have now started to form a white paste, and I think we're ready to move on to our next step. So the next step is I'm going to just start adding this flour a few tablespoons at a time and mixing, and I'll be back when all of this is well incorporated. And all but about 50 grams of our grated cheese. Then we're going to mix this lightly, not too much, because if you mix it too much after this point, the dough will get hard. So we're just going to mix it a bit until it's incorporated, and then we'll be done. And that's probably good. So now we have our dough, and it's time to form and bake. So this is the first sheet of 2. I'm not quite sure how all those ones up on the edge will do, but we will see. I'm now going to just dab them with a little bit of this egg yolk. This is the second egg yolk. And then I'll sprinkle them with some cheese. And then I will be right back. So now these are sprinkled with cheese. They're ready to go into the oven. I'm going to put them in the oven at 140 Celsius for 1 hour. So after an hour in the oven, some of these are okay, but some of them are a bit overdone. So the next batch I'm only cooking for 35 minutes. And that's probably the one I'll do the taste test with. So after 35 minutes, these ones in the middle are looking just about right. Even they're maybe a little bit browned. So after 35 minutes, some of these ones in the middle may still be on the edge of being overdone, but they look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and let them cool. When I come back, we'll do a taste test. So I did a taste test of these kastengel right after they came out of the refrigerator, and right after they came out of the oven, rather. And I wasn't impressed at all. But then it occurred to me that there were some off flavors and some other things like that, and maybe they'd improve a bit with time. So I'm here, I've let them sit out of the oven for about 2 days, and now we're going to taste them again. So here goes the taste test. So, unlike the last time I tasted these have a nice cheese flavor. They are rich. They have they taste exactly like I expect a proper Indonesian kastengel to taste like. So one of the big things you should keep in mind here is that they do need to rest out of the oven for some time, preferably uncovered so that flavors can dissipate a little bit. So these are definitely good. I would definitely recommend doing them. Add them to your Christmas spread, add them to your holiday spread. They're great. At any rate, if you find this content interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything to say about this video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. At any rate, bon appetit. See you next week. Recipes in the comments, in the description.